Hello, guys, and welcome back to the wrap up for the 11th of September 2020. Again, if you guys are new here, essentially this is a series where I just go through a very simple trading strategy that I've come up with using trade ideas, its ability to back test trading scenarios for longer term holds and things like this. And with this, I've been able just to come up with something where we use the back tester to try to figure out what's working in today's market, narrow that down to a handful of stocks to look at for long and short, have the system trade them for me throughout the week, and then close them on Friday, find the next group of stocks, rinse and repeat. And we've been doing this for about a year and a half, looking at this year's performance. This is, trading 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 shares. You can see that there. So the last 2 weeks have been off, so there's nothing to wrap up for those holdings because there was some holdings when I left you guys last time. They didn't really yield much. It was $75 for 100 shares traded. Really was, kind of a do-nothing week there. And then when I took my vacation, I didn't do anything with this particular trading style, but some other trades, I took just because I'm a bit of a degenerate, I guess. But it was a great way to kind of make sure that I was doing as little as possible while recharging, which is great. So what a week to be away, right? I missed the kind of this entire down move here. These four candles here for this shortened week, but so the week I was away, we had a big strong push up, and then this kind of collapse that happened here. Kind of looks like we may be forming a bit of a bear flag in this type of area. So I'm going to watch, again, this short-term moving average I have here. There's no power behind this, but it is a pretty good indication of short-term trend. It'll be interesting to see. I'm looking at 325-ish, this area here, where we rejected before, down to 320. So I'd say 320 to 325 would kind of be the area to watch going forward. So here, looking at what we are looking at for this week, because again, there's nothing for last week, is Vail is the first kind of long that I've got on watch here. Reason behind this is just this kind of strong push up it's done. And now it spent a lot of time in this kind of short-term base up here and just kind of popped above that today and put in this kind of short type candle, just showing that it held above this recent resistance. So again, just a simple continuation play, which most of these will be. I'm not going to get into anything fancy my first week or two back. It's best just to, recuperate and all of this. Dick's Sporting Goods held up really, really strong while the rest of the market was falling apart, staying above the short-term moving average here and putting in a big doji today right at this resistance area where you can see it bounced off here, here, and then here. Also, I got this from this scan right here, made popular by Steve and Andy, the A table, which is just essentially looking for high scored stocks that are also have high short float. So you can see here on Dick's got a 21% short float, and it's up right at its highs here. All of the math behind this score, and again, if you guys don't know, it's essentially just a combination of a handful of proprietary technical indicators. Trade Ideas uses fundamental indicators and ratios that we look at, some statistical metrics, and then some social metrics. So it's kind of a way to rank stocks based off all of these different things. And it's just a good way to find stocks that are strong, kind of regardless of what market you're in. So I like that if it kind of breaks up over here to see if there's going to be some continuation. If I was short this, if I was betting on a top on this very strong stock, my stop would be up here. So that's kind of the synopsis there. To the short side, looking at four. A little take off this moving average, little graphical indicator here and beta that I'm using. So essentially with 4 was actually a short signal from our AI today. We broke out of this prior resistance and then we've kind of coiled back down. So we're getting this rounded top type of pattern that I think could push down a little bit further here. So looking at that. And then last but not least, we're looking at AEP. Again, as the market has been strong recently, these power companies have been really holding on. This one dancing with the support for a long period of time. So I'm going to want a pretty decent break of this support here in order to push higher. If it doesn't hold that support, then I'm going to look for it to break down. But it could certainly, I want to see a fairly clear break, and I'll tell the system that, because if you were looking for just a wick down here, I think the probabilities this thing could bounce. But if it gets below and stays below this support level, then there's kind of really nothing to the downside for a long period of time there. Okay, so that is it for this particular video. Again, this is something that I do weekly. I also sprinkle in some other content of different swing trading, live swing trading, and day trading. The back to basics with my, I was going to say fiance, but now wife, will start back up soon as well. So we're just getting everything kind of geared back up as I come back from a much needed break. So I will talk to you guys soon.